What's up, everyone? It's the Vibe Kage here, and this is my fucking fourth attempt. My guy, I have spent almost 2 hours trying to record this. I'm not lying to y'all. Fuck. Um, like the video keeps on just cutting out, and I don't know fucking why. It's pissing me the fuck off. So, fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry, but first, thank you to everyone watching and liking, commenting. I do enjoy the feedback and comments. And this is 1.5 of What If Deku Was Cheated On. And this is the beginning of his man-horness, in a sense. And, yeah. 2 weeks after Izuku's out of the hospital, just as he's leaving out of the hospital, he runs into some family member of one of his friends. And she was there visiting her mother and just left. Like, she's leaving too. Izuku says, "Hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a minute." Her response is, "Hello, Izuku." Oh, fuck. Okay, no female voice. I can't do female voice. Sorry, guys. Okay, so just going back into it. "Hi, Izuku, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while, too." Shoto hasn't been around, so I don't know where he is." And then Izuku's just like, "Oh, no need. If anything, I'm probably more happier seeing you than Shoto." She blushes at this and saying, "Really? Why?" And Deku's just like, "Well, getting out of the hospital and the first thing you see is a beautiful woman is probably a good sign, right?" She blushes even harder, and she's like, "Izuku, you're so bold. But wouldn't your girl..." And then Deku's just like, "Oh, no, she cheated on me, and yeah." She's surprised at this, and go like, "But didn't you date for..." "Yeah, 3 years. I even bought her a diamond necklace, and now I have to go return that, because it's kind of bittersweet to hang on to it, and there's no reason for me to have it right now, so... yeah, I guess. I don't really need the necklace anyway. I don't know. I think I still have the receipt. Hopefully it's not been the 30 days. And then she says, "You were in the hospital for 2 weeks, so I think in a coma for 2 weeks, right? So that's 14. When did you buy it?" A week before. So 21 days? "Oh, yeah. And then how long were you here now?" Um, they wanted to run tests because my quirk mutated a bit. And so 6 days, I think. So that's 28 days. You have two. Today and tomorrow." Izuku's just like, wait. What? Oh, crap. Uh, I guess I do have to go drop this off at the mall. And if y'all don't know, it's Fuyumi, Todoroki's older sister. The only sister. Y'all know what this is going. So she's like, "I have my car. I can take you." Izuku's just like, "Thank you so much. I should probably get my... I do have my driver's license. Do you think they would let me walk out with a motorcycle if I give them this?" And he pulls out the... I'm gonna say it's, not a heart necklace, but a space one. Like, it's like, there's stars, suns, and planets. Like, different gems and everything. So this did cost Izuku a fuck ton of money, because Uraka loves space and all that shit. So this hurt Izuku's wallet like a motherfucker. And yeah, Fuyumi is just like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could buy a car with something like that." And Deku's just like, "Maybe a motorcycle." "Those are dangerous." And he's saying, "I don't know, with the way my quirk is now, I think I could handle it." And she's just like, "Oh, so what's your quirk?" And Deku's just like, "To be fair, it kind of has a weird name. Kotodama." And Fuyumi's just like, "What do you mean?" Izuku just then, "Closer." And Fuyumi's just like, body to body, right on Izuku. And Izuku's just like, "Wait." Like, once her body hits him, it knocked him down. And it's like the scene of May when Izuku went to go get something new for his costume with her tiggled bitties in his face. And Izuku, like, when I mean in his face, I mean like his face is like between them. To be fair, it's more like when Mimosa fell on Asta in that dark castle, like just like face full of breastises, and Izuku's just like, and Fuyumi's just like, she's like super embarrassed because she's not wearing a bra, and Izuku, he's like, she grabs him by the head and saying, okay, don't move, I'm going to lightly get off, because Izuku's like breathing heavily, and she has a very thin shirt, and yeah, so that happened. Izuku's just super apologetic, and yeah, she asks, "What was that?" Your voice changed, and it kind of scared me a little. Izuku's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kotodama means word soul. It's weird because it looks like it could be telekinesis, like how my mom used to have, but then the superpower part, like how strong the force my body still is." And she's just like, so what in a sense is it? Well, the words I say are given power. Like almost the exact same amount of power that I would have had physically. And yeah. So when I said closer, I wanted you to get closer, but I didn't think you'd get so close, you know? And I am sorry. Fuyumi is just, I'm not mad at you, Izuku. It's, I get accidents happen, and I know you're not that way. I'm sorry to hear about Uraka, by the way. And Deku just sad clown it. Like, he just goes down into a corner. He's saying, I don't want to talk about it. Fuyumi's feeling bad, and she's just like, how about you come with me? And Deku's just like, are you sure? Yeah. And they're off. And I'm gonna say that, fuck. See, this is the hard part because I tried to record this 3 other times and now I don't even know which beginning is the right one. I'm gonna say they just go to her house. Todoroki, all the male Todorokis are gone. They're out doing their own shit and they won't be back for the rest of the weekend. So yeah. Izuku and Fuyumi kind of were shocked that there was no one there. So they kind of had the house to themselves. They have a good dinner together. And Fuyumi asked Izuku, as she's drinking tea, so what's the furthest you went with Uraraka? Izuku spits out his tea as he's saying, I was planning on having sex with her on our 3-year anniversary, but Ida beat me to it. And Fuyumi's just like, so the 3 years you dated, you never? Izuku's just like, no. It was bad timing for us. Uraraka always had to go help her family, and if that didn't happen, I had to go help in my classes with tech support and all that stuff. And when I unlocked my quirk, it was really difficult not to hurt Uraraka accidentally because of how strong he was, so yeah. And she was kind of nervous if his power would not, wreck her. And Fuyumi's just like giggling, blushing a bit, and saying, so you're still a virgin? And Izuku's just like, yeah. And Fuyumi's just like, well, don't take this the wrong way, Izuku. You're cute, and what I'm gonna offer you is a one-time thing, because I haven't had any in 3 years myself, and it's really weird now that I have the house to myself, because most guys are just terrified that my dad's a endeavor, and you're actually the first person to, like, compliment me and not be scared about my dad beating them. Izuku's just like, I'm pretty sure I could take your dad on. Like, with a half smirk. And she's saying, with your Kotodama, are you gonna get him to get closer? And Deku's just like, if anything, I'd want him to stay back. The only person I want to get close to is you right now. And Fuyumi blushes and saying, "So, you are down?" Izuku's just like, "Huh?" She is saying, "You said you wanted to get close, right?" Izuku's just like, "Oh, uh, uh, yeah, sure. Uh, this is my first time, though. So, I'm sorry for a lot of things that if they go bad." Fuyumi just places a hand on Deku's chest, saying, "This sounds really bad, but I do love taking the V's of boys. So, don't worry, kid. You're going to be taken care of just right." And Izuku claps them cheeks for like 4 rounds. And yeah, they did it in the living room, in the kitchen, in Fuyumi's bedroom the last time. Well, the third time. And then the fourth time was in the shower, which kind of canceled out the whole point of the shower. But Deku didn't give a damn. He was happy as shit. And Fuyumi is just like, "Well, kid, that was fucking amazing. And you're way fucking bigger than what I thought you were." Deku packing the solid foot, the third foot. He is a tripod in a sense. If y'all get it. Sure. Back to the story. Fuyumi is just like cloud 9 right now, and their bedroom sparring result did not have Deku wearing his Saiyan battle armor, because Fuyumi is just like, "No, your first time should be more memorable. So ignore the condom that you see in the corner of Izuku. That was never there." Deku just rawed it because it was his first time and Fuyumi really wanted him to remember. And he definitely did. Just pretend Izuku has his black hair instead of that. And no pies were made today. Just no pies. Because Fuyumi's just like, "Yeah, I'm not on birth control, kid, so I will fucking push you out of me if I had to." And Deku's just like, "Okay, I'll let you know." And yeah, so Fuyumi first started giving Deku the clicky, some sloppy toppy, like the vacuum 9000. And Deku's just like, "Uraka could never do this." And Fuyumi smiles and says, "Yeah, because you had a girl. I'm a woman." And continues to just inhale Izuku's third foot. And this is where things, Izuku's just like, "Miss Fuyumi?" And she smirks at this because Izuku's still not the man whore, but his journey to being the man whore is about to happen. He's asking for Fuyumi to let him also taste her, the other lips, if you will. So the 9 in the 6 reverse order, so 6-9, but not Takashi. Fuck that snitch. I said what I said. So yeah, they're doing that, and Izuku tells her that he's close. So her response is to literally just stroke his balls and make sure that like every drop is savored. Which happens. And Izuku's just like, "Oh god, I feel like I melted." And Fuyumi just grabs it and saying, "Kid, we're just barely starting." Izuku's just like, "Mama, help. I need an adult." And Fuyumi just whispers in his ear, "I am the adult, kiddo." If you get that reference, that's what's up. And yeah, Fuyumi rides this boy for like a good 40 minutes before like Izuku's just like, "I'm close. I'm really close. I don't know how long I can." And then she just gets up and just jerks him off until he nuts. She grabs the tissue, wipes it off, and then she's saying, "Okay, you know what doggy style is, right? And Deku's just like, yes. It was one of the moves that I always wanted to try with Uraraka. And Fuyumi's just like, well, if you call me Uraraka, I'm gonna snap your dick. And Deku's just like, no, 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 no. You're way hotter. You're way hotter. And I honestly never got this excited with Uraraka ever. So, yeah, you're way, way more intriguing, if you will. And Fuyumi just smiles and says, okay, kid, get ready for her. And she has the back hunch and everything, the back arch and everything down. And she did like Deku's rhythm, but once he threw it, like she started to throw it back at him, Deku couldn't help but to power up with the remnants of One For All that he still had access to. So green electricity did start coming off of him, and Fuyumi realizes his strokes are heavier. And yeah, she's just like, you better not stop that, because I'm really close and you're about to get really soaked. Deku's not understanding this. He just knows don't stop. And his body is on autopilot right now because, yeah, he not really moving. His mind is just like, his mind might be like blanking out, but his body has been anticipating something like this for years. And now it's just like, yeah, we're going all in, bro. All of it. And she soaks Deku from the back, like from his back shots. And Deku was surprised because he didn't know that women can do that. And Fuyumi just says, only when it's really good, kid. If not, might not always happen. And Deku, he didn't blast off in this one, so he's continuing his back shots. And Fuyumi's just like, keep going, kid. I'm really sensitive now. And Deku is. Like, Deku's non-stop. And he's just like, it's weird. I don't ever remember having this much stamina, but you know what? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Izuku. Just keep on going. And Fuyumi is, like, after a while, the soreness, and Deku does something that he didn't think he'd ever do. He starts slapping her ass. Like, you hear them smacks. And once he did that, it pretty much unleashed Fuyumi's full, like, drive and kicked it into high gear. Because she then, she pulls out a toy, and it's a vibrating egg, and she tells Deku to put it inside of the other hole that's not being used. And he does. And Deku doesn't know how to, didn't know how to set it, so he goes max right away. And then when he turned it on, it caused her to clench it, which damn near made Deku nut in it right away. And she's just like, too strong, kid. Not, lower it, lower it, lower it. And Deku's just like, loosen the grip. Loosen the grip. And, they both had to, take a quick, breather. Because Fuyumi's just like, kid, I'm sorry, I forgot you didn't know toys. And Deku's just like, yeah, that was new. I didn't know he could squeeze so hard. And he even looked, he's saying, is it bad that I want to do that again? And Fuyumi's just like, oh, can you handle? And Deku's just like, can we work the way up? And Fuyumi's just smiles like, okay, kid, I'm down. So yeah, the next round happens. And Deku did not. It's just like right after he pulled out, it's just like, yeah, volcano. And she was just like, wow. That almost was inside me. I probably would have gotten pregnant. And Deku's just like, huh? Oh, okay. I'll try not to. And so the next round, it's Fuyumi is just like, okay, kid, you got 2 holes already, and the main reason why I wanted you to use that toy is, and she blushes. If y'all know where this is going, Susio. Yeah, it'd be like that. She straight up asks Deku to enter the back door, and Deku's just like, huh? Uh, uh, mm, mm, uh, okay. If you're really okay with it. And Fuyumi's just like, I've never had anything as big as you in that door, in that one. And I kind of wanted it to warm up with that egg, and you. The oven is ready, kid. Just. She, like, is burying her face in the pillow. She says, and Deku's not sure why he did what he did next, but he grabs her hair, puts it in a ponytail, pulls it back, and she doesn't scream. She lets out a moan of pleasure, and Deku's just like, say it again. And Deku's just like, wait, am I talking? No, I'm not. And because the Kotodama Devil is, well, the fusion of his body with Deku's body is what's reacting, so the devil's body is what's taking over, sort of, but not really. So, demonic lust, yes, it's a thing for Deku now. And Fuyumi, she's just like, please, Izuku, fuck my ass. And spank it, pull my hair. Like, because she can't hold it no more. And Deku's just like, I'm so glad we got to do this. And he does it. And that goes on for about 25 minutes before she's just like, slow down. I won't be able to walk tomorrow. And Deku's just like, you wanted it and you're gonna take it. And that continues for another 5 minutes until Deku's saying he has to finish. Which Fuyumi is just saying, okay, she wants to taste it again. And she does. She swallows the nut. The whole nut. All of the nut. Licked it up, licked it clean, everything. And she's just like, yeah, you're definitely the... And she's just like, yeah, I'm not sure if you were a virgin with moves like that, but the way you act kind of like counters it at the same time. And Deku's just like, oh, this was the best night of my life. By the large margin. And Fuyumi just blushes, and they kind of just cuddle the rest of the night. The next morning, Izuku does leave because Fuyumi wants him to leave. Not because, Deku's going to hit it again. It's just Fuyumi says she needs time to recover, and she doesn't know how to entertain Deku without it. So Deku leaves, and I'll say he went to go to Bakugo's to tell him what had happened, but Bakugo not there because his dad took him on a fishing trip, and Bakugo hates fishing, but he's doing it. So family time with his dad. So Mitsuki's there at the house alone when Deku shows up, and what Deku was not fully aware of was just how many hickeys she had left on him. Because Fuyumi left 5 hickeys on his neck, around the neck, and then 7 total on and 7 more on his chest. And his back is clawed up right now. There's some scratches. Deku got some trophies, some bedtime training tattoos, if you will. And yeah, so when he opens the door and he sees Mitsuki instantly notices the hickeys. So she grabs him by the collar and starts inspecting his neck, saying, Midoriya, what are these? She lifts up his chin and starts looking at the neck. She's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she sees as she's counting them, his shirt is just loose fitting, kind of like a V, and she sees there is more on his chest, so she just takes off Izuku's shirt, not fully aware of how this is, just yeah. So she does that, removes Izuku's shirt, and Deku is just Mitsuki! Auntie Mitsuki, what are you doing? And she's not really paying attention right now to what he's saying. It's just like she's inspecting what Deku had done. So once she removed his shirt, she counts 7 more hickeys. And she's saying 12? Midoriya! I go like, Bakugo told me you broke up with Uraraka already. About a month ago, so... And she's like, when she grabs Izuku's shoulder, like, because she was holding on to him, she feels like there is, like, a red mark, like a red line that's warmer than the rest, because the scratches are fresh. So she makes Izuku show her back, show her his back, and Deku's just like, I can explain. And Mitsuki's just like, you don't need to explain anything. I know what these are, Izuku. And Izuku's just like, please don't say anything. And yeah. Mitsuki's just like, when did you, like, who was it? And Izuku's just like, I'm not sure if I could say. It's not really the polite thing to talk about. And Mitsuki's just like, oh, come on. Was it a classmate of yours? No, not that. And so, was it an older woman? He says, yeah, she is a little bit older than I am. And Deku's just like, so how do you... And Mitsuki's just like, so, how do you know her? Since you did have a job, but I don't think it was a coworker. Was it? No, it wasn't. No. It was a, friend's older sister. And Mitsuki's eyes widen. And she's saying, Who was it? Who was it? And Deku's just like, Mitsuki, I don't know if, I should be saying about this. It's not something it was my first time, so she was, and Mitsuki's just like, wait, your first time? But didn't you and Uraraka date for 3 years? And Deku's just like, yeah, things didn't always work out with us on that, so... And Mitsuki's just like, so you've only had one person your entire life? And Deku's just like, yeah, it's time. Mitsuki invites him in just to sit on the couch. A black leather couch. And yeah, it about to go down for Deku. Izuku, he asked Mitsuki for his shirt back, and Mitsuki's just like, oh no, you can't. And Mitsuki's is looking at Izuku's body because he is jacked. Because he did have to train to get one for all, so it's like slim, muscular, toned, if you will. And Mitsuki she's feeling Izuku's muscles and abs. And then she starts rubbing the hickeys. And Izuku's just like, your husband would probably not And Mitsuki's just like, shh. What he and Bakugo don't know can't hurt them. Besides, he hasn't touched me in months. And if he'd rather have a getaway with Bakugo than with me, I think it's only fair that I spend time with one of Bakugo's friends. Wouldn't you say, Izuku? You do want to be a hero, right? Well, I'm a woman in need. And I'm pretty sure you can... And Deku, being way too nervous and excited, he popped it, and Mitsuki's just like, well, glad to see your body's on board. But please, Izuku, will you? And Izuku's just like, you promise they won't find out? Mitsuki glees in excitement, saying, oh no. Besides, if Bakugo found out, I'm pretty sure he would be very mad at you. And you don't want that, do you? Izuku's just like, no, no, I do not. Um, so yeah, Izuku and Mitsuki, they start playing around, and what Mitsuki does is she wants Izuku to show everything he had learned with a previous girl, and she'll give him pointers on what else to do. And yeah, Deku's man horness is growing even more because yeah, older women are just jumping on him right now. And Mitsuki lets Izuku eat her out, and I'm against this personally, and it's weird for me to do this to Izuku, but you know what? He a man horse, so fuck it. Mitsuki asks Izuku to lick her asshole, and Izuku's just like, "You can do that?" And Mitsuki's just like, "Yeah." And Izuku timidly does. So when Mitsuki just kind of like sits on his face and just tells him, "If you want air, you have to lick your way out." And so that happens for about like 3 minutes of Izuku tongue punching her bunghole. I couldn't say it with a straight face. I ain't even sorry, but that's just fucking funny. Izuku is tongue boxing her bunghole right now, and Mitsuki is loving this. She's even fingering herself, and then she tells Izuku to give her the hand, and is showing and like using Izuku's hand now, as like he's now fingering her, and she's just rubbing her clit. Izuku's tongue fucking her ass, and Mitsuki's just like, very good, Izuku. I'm close. I'll get off when you make me come. And Izuku's just like, okay. And so he busts out the one, like, a technique he learned from Fuyumi. And it's pretty much the tongue tornado. And if y'all know that move, kudos. If y'all don't, pick up a book. Water. Because I'm giving y'all tea. Anyway. Well, it's more like the sauce. Here we go. Anyway, Izuku and... Well, he makes her come. She gets off of him. And Izuku's just like, you know... I think if it's with you, I'm okay doing it, Mitsuki. And Mitsuki's just smiling and go like, kid, I'm going to show you a brand new fucking world. Izuku's just like, yeah, but if I win this first round, I get that hole. And Mitsuki's just like, what makes you think you're gonna... And, like, it was suppressed in his pants at first, so it didn't seem as big. But when he whips out the footlong, he's just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can win. Mitsuki's just like, you're more than double my husband. And Izuku's just like, oh, okay then. That is a boost of confidence that I did not know I needed. And Izuku's just giving Mitsuki the 12-inch dong. And I'll say she likes it where she... fuck. She pulls out a sex swing. Fuck it. Izuku's not lifting her, but just so he can be more handsies on the chest. Because, why not? Izuku is fucking Mitsuki in a swing. And he is insanely surprised at how, like... Because this sounds fucked up, but Deku thought, like, it would be looser since she had a kid. But Deku's just like, man, this feels tighter than Fuyumi's. And he says this, and Mitsuki straight up slapped Izuku, saying, don't you dare think of a fucking another woman when you're with me. And Deku just puts his hand on her throat. His eyes glow red. And he's saying, don't you dare do that to me again without asking. And she's just like he is choking her and giving her harder strokes now. And Mitsuki's just like eyes wide. He's like, oh god, what did I just wake up? And yeah, Deku is now using the demonic one for all inside of him to pound Mitsuki almost to permanent limp temptation. And yeah, so Mitsuki on the swing is just being wrecked by Izuku. And Izuku, when he says he's close, Mitsuki just locks her legs in and saying, "Kid, I've had birth control for years, so don't you dare fucking worry." And Izuku's just like, "Wait, I didn't do this." And then Mitsuki growls, and then Izuku's just saying, "You know what? Fuck it." He even says it, and he's just like going even faster now. And Mitsuki's just like, "Kid, slow down. You're gonna make me." And Izuku just nuts inside of her at the same time. And that's their first round. And Izuku saying, "I'm pretty sure I won that." And Mitsuki's just like, "What makes you say?" Like, she's like more winded. And Izuku's just like, "Because I'm already ready." And yeah, Mitsuki's just like, "I just need a." And Deku's just saying, "You don't got it." And as he flips her over in the swing. Well, no, he doesn't flip her over in the swing. You can't really do that because problems. So what Deku does is he just positions her up where her back is more in the swing and her ass is just dangling out. And Deku smacks her ass saying it's nice, big and round. Lots of cushion for the pushin'. And Mitsuki just laughs saying, "Oh my god, what are you, 90? Deku's just like, "Yeah!" Like, just rammed it in, and Mitsuki's just like, "Holy fuck, kid!" And Deku's now just fucking Mitsuki in the bung. And yeah, Mitsuki's just like, "Don't you dare stop." And yeah, Izuku's just like, "I'm not even planning on pulling out ever again." As he is just nutting up in Mitsuki's ass. And Mitsuki feels it. And Mitsuki's already like pretty much done. But Deku's still hard. And Mitsuki's just like, "What the fuck? How is it still?" And then she's just like, "I think I'm getting..." And Deku just says, "Reinvigorate." And Mitsuki's stamina is plussed up again. And she was glowing with a red aura when that happened. And she's just looking at Izuku and saying, "Oh my god, you do have a devil dick." And Deku's just like, "You don't even know the fucking half of it." As he puts her in doggy style and just goes in again. And this time they're in like a different position where her stomach is on the swing. And I'll say Momo was coming to Bakugo. Not Bakugo, but like she texted Fuyumi because she said Deku went to Bakugo's. And so yeah. So Momo was on her way there. And she opens the door to see Mitsuki's giant tickled bitty swinging from the swing. Deku right behind her. And she just yells, "Izuku!" And, like, they both look up. Deku pulled out at that moment and nutted. And it shot right at Momo's face. Face shot. Spider-Man. That's horrible. I regret nothing. And Momo was just like, she touches it, and she's just like, "I feel like I should kill you." And Izuku's just like, "Why didn't you knock?" And then she said she rang the doorbell 5 times, and when she... And like, yeah, no. It was really fucking weird, because Izuku's just like, "I'm sorry, Momo." And Momo's just like she's never had any of that ever happen to her. Because she's still a virgin in this one. And Mitsuki actually asks, "You're a virgin, aren't you?" As she, like, spanks Izuku's ass. And Deku's just like, "What the?" Saying, "Izuku, why don't you show her what you learned?" And Momo just like, "Oh, God. No, no." Because Izuku's still, like, at attention. So Momo is seeing it, and Deku realizes, Momo, look away! And Momo just can't because she's just like, the body, like, is that why you're short? Is that why you were so short? Was that weighing you down? And Izuku's just like, Momo, look away! Mitsuki then grabs it from behind and starts stroking it in front of Momo. And Mizuku's just like, Mitsuki, what are you? And saying, look at her, she's enjoying it. And Momo's just like, it's not that. It really is. It's just. And then Mitsuki's just like, shh, just close the door. And if you want to play, we can play. And Momo's just like, no, I'm okay. I'll leave you to it. And she just leaves. And like Deku yells, don't tell Bakugo. And she's saying, I don't think I'll tell anyone. So she's just gone. And Mitsuki's just like laughing, saying, aww, it looked like she wanted to join though, Izuku. You should have asked her. And Izuku's just like, Mitsuki! Like his eye, like he's panting now. And he's just like, why was that so exciting? And Mitsuki starts giggling, saying, okay, kid. I'll tell you about it later. And yeah. So now to continue where I was going. Deku pretty much leaves Bakugo's mom like a good, like, limping mess. And yeah, Izuku, I'll say, like, when he went to go return the necklace that he got Uraraka, he thought, like, okay, I should probably get something for Momo, because, and no, this is not Momo who's kissing him, it's another person. And if you know who's the other one who likes that moccasin dolls, then y'all good, y'all know who this is. It's, yeah, Yui. Duh. So, continuing, he goes and he's going to buy her, like, one of those cool Russian dolls. I think they were called moccasin dolls, but I'm gonna say Russian dolls just to save my ass on mispronouncing and butchering a fuck ton of names.